Former Vice President and possible android Mike Pence just sent his former boss, Donald Trump, an early Christmas gift. One that could do more than damage Trump's legacy. It could mean the end of the MAGA movement. Buckle up, kids. We're going on a wild sleigh ride. A sleigh ride that slays, if you will. I'm David Reddish. Welcome to Occupy Democrats. If you're a fan of our channel, and subscribe right now if you haven't, if you watch our show, you know that for the past month or so, we've covered a growing civil war within the Republican Party. In essence, between more traditional conservatives and outright racists and anti-Semites. Lest you think I'm exaggerating about the situation, recall that about a month ago, right-wing wonk Tucker Carlson had avowed racist and anti-Semite Nick Fuentes on his show.
Fuentes, thank you for doing this.
Yeah, thank you for having me.
I wanted to meet you.
The interview, which lasted over 2 hours, was posted late last month and has been seen over 20 million times. The conservative commentator Tucker Carlson interviewing Nick Fuentes, the 27-year-old hard-right influencer with millions of followers known as Groypers. Fuentes is known for his open racism.
White people have a special heritage here as Americans.
His misogyny, like when he wrote, "Your body, my choice," after the 2024 election.
The whole political system is just based around women never being accountable for any of their choices.
And his overt anti-Semitism, ranging from Holocaust denial to his belief in a global Jewish conspiracy.
A big challenge to that is organized Jewry in America.
That interview you just saw set off a firestorm within the Republican Party, with some denouncing Carlson, who has become increasingly pro-Russia and anti-Israel, for platforming Fuentes, a self-described Nazi lover. And if you find that notion chilling, stick around. There is hope in this story. The Carlson-Fuentes interview became a flashpoint, especially last week at the conservative Turning Point USA conference. There, the proudly Jewish manic nutbag commentator Ben Shapiro threw a public fit over Fuentes and Carlson.
There is a reason that Charlie Kirk despised Nick Fuentes, and indeed even chided Dinesh D'Souza for debating him. He knew that Nick Fuentes is an evil troll, and that building him up is an act of moral imbecility. And that is precisely what Tucker Carlson did. He built Nick Fuentes up.
So what's all this have to do with Mike Pence, vacuum of charisma that he is? Getting there. Stay with me. The Turning Point USA event only further highlighted the growing schism in MAGA world as more and more self-described racist and anti-Semites come out of the gutter, and as more and more establishment figures endorse them, or, like Vice President and racist Care Bear J.D. Vance, refuse to denounce or exclude the hate mongers. And now, it looks like Mike Pence is getting a new laugh against Trump by starting a little movement of his own. I'll let my girl Tamara Keith of NPR and PBS fill you in a bit more.
I do think that there is a bit of a crack-up happening, some very heated debate about anti-Semitism. You also see this at the Heritage Foundation, which was this think tank that has long roots in conservative policy, but now a lot of people are leaving the Heritage Foundation. Some of them are even going to an organization that former Vice President Mike Pence started. And they're leaving because they're upset about the platforming of Nick Fuentes. So this is a really big fight that's happening.
And the Wall Street Journal has even more details. The Wall Street Journal further reports that at least 15 key figures from the Heritage Foundation are leaving and denouncing the group, joining instead with Mike Pence's Advancing American Freedom, a group he started after surviving the January 6th insurrection back in 2021. Vance started AAF because he saw the Heritage Foundation now, quote, abandoning its principles, close quote. The former vice president cited growing pro-Russia and anti-Ukraine sentiment, Trump's tariff policy, and the installation of Robert Kennedy Jr. at Health and Human Services as key betrayals of core conservatism. Among the figures departing the Heritage Foundation for AAF are John Malcolm, the head of the foundation's Legal and Judicial Studies Center, Kevin Diaranta, the head of the foundation's Data Analysis Center, and Richard Stern, the director of the foundation's Economic Policy Studies Institute. The Journal also goes on to cite the Carlson-Fuentes interview as a tipping point within the Heritage Foundation, in part because Kevin Roberts, the leader of the Heritage Foundation, released a video on the Heritage Foundation website praising Carlson and defending Fuentes. Though Roberts later apologized for the video, he insisted it be kept live on the Heritage Foundation website, and several board members resigned in disgust. Thus, the gap widens, and more Republicans wake up to the reality that some of us have known for years. The Republican Party has a racism problem. It has an anti-Semitism problem, which is different from criticizing Israeli foreign policy or its Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu, mind you. And this is just the beginning. Without the wackadoo cult of personality around Donald Trump, there is nothing left to unite the Republican Party. And again, we Democrats have an opportunity to form a coalition of our own, to welcome former conservatives who can't stand how reprehensible the GOP has become under Trump. So, subscribe to our channel and stay tuned. We Democrats can watch this dogfight play out, and unlike Republicans, we can welcome the refugees. That includes from the Republican Party. This is Occupy Democrats.